So this is a movie about a young boy who's losing his single mother to cancer, and his art and fantasies come to life to help him. As someone who was an artist himself as a young boy, what's it like to have your art and fantasies come to life now as a filmmaker?
Well, one of the reasons I love Monster Calls is because it talks how we need fantasy to process and understand reality. And this is what we do as filmmakers. We try to find meaning to life through fiction, you know? And in that sense, I thought it was very interesting, the idea of getting into the book from Patrick Ness and trying to find out what is the ultimate meaning of what you do as a filmmaker.
Well, also, you have a very good eye for talent. You gave Tom Holland, a.k.a. Spider-Man, his first big role in The Impossible, and now you have Lewis. What did you see in Tom, and what do you see in Lewis?
I think Tom Holland and Louis McDougall, from the very first time I saw them, I realized how special they were, the sensibility. I mean, at that time, working with Tom or working now with Louis, it was obvious that they were going to become great actors, you know, because sometimes when you work with kids, you really don't know what's going to happen with them in the future. But with Louis and Tom, I've always been very sure that they would do great things in the future.
You know, today people say that in an effort to focus on girls, people forget about boys. And this is your third film about boys. What do you think is important to remember about boys?
Well, I think it's interesting the question you're doing, because there are three boys, but for example in The Orphanage it was a girl for me, the lead character, and for me it was about also kind of like a growing up story, like a twisted coming of age story, because she was a mother trying to deal with the death of her son. And she cannot make it at the end of the film. So she needs to invent a fantasy to process that reality, which is exactly what we're doing in A Monster Calls, where Louis is playing a kid, Connor, who needs to invent this monster in order to go through what he's going with his mother.
It used to be that music video directors for commercials would get the blockbuster gigs, but you're part of a growing trend of auteur filmmakers who are making blockbusters, and you have Jurassic World 2 coming up. What are you hoping to bring from your past experience as a filmmaker to a mega blockbuster like Jurassic World 2?
I think it was the fact that Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall and Colin Trevorrow, they love The Orphanage and Impossible and A Monster Calls, so this is the reason they call me. So I think I grew up watching these movies, you know. I love the Jurassic Park movies, it was very exciting, the chance of working with Steven Spielberg, and I think the film is going to be probably a little darker than the last ones. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure, because you have Chris Pratt, but I think we're gonna go a little darker in this time and go back a little bit to the horror we saw in the first Jurassic Park.
Oh wow, I can't wait. I have a lot of confidence in it because I love your work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.